Okay, I had a friend ask me how I move my pictures from the Collect app to my Project Life app to make my scrapbook pages. And I've been trying to record this like 3 or 4 times, but every time I do I get interrupted. So hopefully this will be the last time. And this is my very first video, so very low budget, so bear with me. So first of all, when I'm getting ready to export something, I take my month and you just go right there, put that little thing, and then export photos. And then this goes to where you need to start. So let's say you're just doing 2 weeks at a time. So you start date, end date. Then you go back. Now, the export style is kind of important. There's 2 different options for the portrait, up and down kinds, or there's a landscape version, which I don't really like as much. I like the portrait one, and I do the 3x4 because it fits better in what I'm doing. So down here is where the card designs are, and you can see these. There's lots of different designs that have like different fonts, and then the days are different. I've been using this Graceful this year. I like it because it's got the day of the week as well as the date on it. So that's where that is. And then I don't need a print bleed because I'm not printing the card. I'm going to print it all together as one album. So that is off. I don't need the back because I don't have anything written on there. And then I definitely want to have the date and the title on there because the title is where I've been writing my words. And then remember settings so that next time I go to export it, it will be the same. So then you will just go down here to hit export, which I've already done, so that it will be faster. And then I go in here to my Project Life app. This is where you make the page. Oh, I forgot to mention, when you're exporting your Collect, I always export to my photo library because you can export it to your Dropbox, but it's harder to get to from the Project Life app. So I always do photo library. And then after I've got it, I actually do a second export to my Dropbox so that I have it in my Dropbox. But for doing the page, I always do it in my camera roll so that I have it there. So when you go to make a page, this is what comes up, and it has the round corners, and I like the square corners, so I hit this for square corners. Now, there's lots of designs, and my favorite to use are these F pages. I can't remember if design F comes with it, but I know I bought these other 3. So to buy the extras, you just scroll all the way over, and there's the extra packs right there. And you can see I've bought quite a few layouts because I like to do other things. I like to make other scrapbook pages, and I like to have options. So these 4 are my favorite, and where the blue is where I put the date card, and then I stick my days in here. And so this fits 1 week. Now, usually I have 2 pages next to each other. So this side, my left side, will usually have the date on the left, so either on the top or the bottom. And then the other one will have it on the right. Now, I've already made the last one. For the first week, it goes over here. So I'm making the second week just to save on time because I don't think you need to watch me make 2 weeks. So to start with, I just kind of always go like this. And these are all the kits I've bought. I've spent a lot of money on them. I like it. So anyway, these are the filler cards. You can't journal on these ones. So these are the first ones, like the title cards. So I just kind of pick, and I kind of like doing the same title card on each week. Sorry, I hope you can't hear my kids screaming in the background still. So there's my title card, and I'm going to write December, let's see what week is that, 11th through the 17th. I've got a calendar right here that I keep track on. And I always like to put it in the middle. Now this thing right here moves it up and down. That's the offset. This is the line spacing, which you don't need if you just have one line. That's like if you're journaling a whole card. And then this is the size of the font, which it works for me right now, so I'm going to keep it like that. And then the font. So there's lots of different fonts, and this is the font I had on my last one, so I'm going to use it again. And then you can change the color right here. Usually the color will depend on whatever your card is, so it kind of matches to your card, the color palette. Okay, so we're on the 11th. So I'm just going to go to my camera roll, scroll through until I find the 11th, and then, whoops, I missed it, 12, 13, 14, and then I go over here. We're going to do the 15th. 16th is Friday. This is why I like having the date on there, so I can actually see, okay, that's Saturday, so I know that's the whole week. And so you can see I've got 3 extra spots. I kind of play around with these so that there's some orange here and there. So I think I'll do like this. So if you hold it down, you can move these over. You can move them around. And I'm going to do that. So these are just spots for embellishments. And if you hit that thing up there, oh, maybe I should go over that. So this is the picture, if you want to bring a picture in. And then this is the words, or the cards, excuse me. Now sometimes I have extra pictures that I didn't quite get in my picture of the day, but it's something else that happened that week, and I'll put them in here. But if I don't have anything, then I'll just put one of these cards in, and they're kind of fun. So just kind of go through and decide which cards you want. And then there's your little page, and you can switch them around like that. Okay, so really easy, really simple, really fast. Actually, I think I want something red in there. So add a little bit of holiday in there. So it's really easy to just keep changing it around until you like it. So yeah, I didn't like the red next to the red, so yeah, just keep changing it around until you like what you have, and it will change. It will swap exactly, so you might have to change the date. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that. No, okay, there we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I've got this, and if you hit the X over here, it will say save to library. So down here's your library, and this is the first part of the week that I made, and this is the second part. Now, I kind of like to look at them next to each other to make sure they look okay. So yeah, I can tell that that's going to be a little bit weird. So I'm going to switch that over and switch that over. Now if I go back to my library, this is the last one I did. So this is the first week and this is the second week. So these are the pages that are going to be next to each other. So I kind of like to make sure that there's not, you know, like two embellished things next to each other. So I like that together. I think that looks good. So to save it, I'm gonna come back into here, hit this little export. Oh, sorry, you couldn't see that. Down here, hit this little button, export 12 by 12 image. And I'm gonna save it to Dropbox. And I've already got it set up, so you can choose a different folder here, but I've got a folder in there called Project Life, and in that folder, I'll show you really quick. So there's apps, and there's my collect, and there's my Project Life. Now I've got all my 2014 there, and all my 2015 here, and then these are all my 2016. So I make a folder for each year, so to keep them separate from each other. And if you just click on that, it highlights it, so I know that this is week 49. Oh, I've already saved that one. No, actually I forgot I changed it. So export, sorry. Click on it, and that is week 49. And save. It'll probably say it's already come up, so I'm going to replace it because I did change it. And then I'll upload it to my Dropbox, and yeah, it's kind of being slow tonight. Okay, come on. All right, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to hit this X again, and go back to this one, and do the same thing. Export my 12 by 12 image. Now, you can save it 8 by 8 if you know you're going to be doing 8 by 8, but I recommend doing 12 by 12 because it will work for an 8 by 8 too. So you always want to save at the highest resolution. Okay, so now I've got it there, and my 2 weeks are saved. And it's really easy. It takes about 10 minutes to do 2 weeks worth of scrapbooking photos. You really can't beat that. So anyway, if you have any questions, give me a shout out and I will try to answer them for you. Thanks for watching.